Hey everyone, in this absolutely amazing tutorial, I just want to show you how you can create this really beautiful industrial product design shape. And I will show you how you can create the main form so you can have some fun and create those little details. But I will focus mostly here on the main surface transition. So let's dive in and have a lot of fun. So delete the cube. And first of all, we want to create some curves here. Everywhere where we have hard edges, we just want to create curves. So we want to build the spline cage. It's always the same. Doesn't matter if you create a car, a helmet, whatever. You always have to start with the spline cage. And once you have that, then you can start to break everything down and fill in the surfaces and make some surface transitions. It's always the same. It's also what I teach in all of my courses, car modeling, helmet designs. And yeah, so link in the description to the course product page if you want to learn how to model complex designs. So let's go to the top view. And first of all, create a rectangle, snap to the middle, and just press C. So you go here in kind of both directions. And again, I will not do it absolutely exact, right? So it's just a lot of tweaking. And this is then what you can do because you have the time. So something like that. And now let's just take those points, select them in points mode, press S to scale, and just let's give it here, as we have here, just a little bit of an angle. So something like that should be fine. And now we want to create the same for this front piece. So again, just select that, select the curve in edge modes, Shift D to duplicate, and just press S and S to just scale that a little bit. And we need here a little bit of a distance. So press S and scale that here as well. So something like that. And also press 1, select those points and give it here also, because we see here those sides, those ears kind of, they go a little bit more to the outside. So something like that. Again, you need sometimes just a few tries to get the exact form right, but the techniques will be always the same. So I will just show it to you. And now I don't want that everything is blue here. It's just a little bit confusing. And anyway, we don't need those end lines. So I will just go here to the trim command, to the scissor, or just press T and just delete this one and this one, right click to confirm. So we have this nice situation. Also, you see that here this front piece is not going towards the end. So it stops somewhere here, right? So we go to the top view and we can just create again a line. And again, this is just eyeballing, to spend more time with that. So I will just draw a line somewhere here, press G, maybe bring it a little bit more down. So something like that. And you see it's everything intersecting. So again, you can just press T for the cut command and then just remove all of those pieces, right? So we just have that left. And this is exactly what we need. And now let's give it some volume. So select this curve, press G because now it's in the middle. So press G for move and just bring it up. So something like that. And while the curve is selected, press Alt X and Z to just mirror it to the other side. Right click. And now we have to do the same here. So select that front piece, press G. Bring it a little bit up. Again, very important, don't bring it up to the same level as this edge, because you see we have a little bit of an angle here. So it has to be, again, it's just eyeballing somewhere in the middle. And again, Alt X and just select that. So you have that situation. And let's select them both, press S, because I just want to scale them a little bit more in the middle. So something like that. And maybe both curves are selected. Maybe I just bring them a little bit closer to this thing. Okay, so you see we have some very, very, very simple boxy shape here. And the important thing is when you have very smooth surfaces and transitions like we have in this example, you don't want to just select those points and press B for fillet and give them a fillet, because this fillet is G1. So again, not to go too deep now into G1 and G2 what this is, but basically this simple fillet has G1 continuity, so it will not be super smooth at this transition, especially when we loft it later. So, but also when we just fillet, we don't have a option for G2. So we have to press escape, and we have to give here G2 and here G2. So also, you know, once you are a little bit more into plasticity and you have more practice, you just see that this fillet is very, very, very smooth, and that the fillet just doesn't start from this point on, but rather it just takes a little bit of this curvature. So it's 100% G2 or even G3. So yeah, we will do G2. And you can do that very, very simple. So you have here the bridge curve command. So you can just click on the bridge curve. And now again, this is just eyeballing, but so somewhere here, so just snap to this curve, and then you see it's instantly connecting to the other curve and removing everything what we don't need. So this is what we want. And we just go to somewhere here. And you just saw that it was a G2, right? So also you see here's the first control point and the second point. So this curve is just much smoother. So we have that, and so we don't need those curves here at the bottom. So I just show it to you so that you have like a little bit of an eye what we are doing, but you don't need it to do. But so we will just delete those curves here with X, because we will again just mirror that over, right? But let's first give it here also a nice G2 connection. So here you see we have a big, 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 big fillet. So again, just go here to bridge curve. And here you see G2 is selected. And now again, just eyeballing here, but we will create here a nice big curve. You see G2, G2, that's okay. And this is here basically our setup. And now let's delete this whole left piece and this piece and select both of those guys here. And Alt X and bring them first to the other side, right? So we have them on the left. Okay. And now select all of those curves again, and again Alt X for mirror and bring them here to the bottom, right? So we have this kind of spaceship situation or something. Okay. And now let's just close those holes. Again, very simple. You can just create a line here and you just snap here from point to point. So Shift A is the shortcut command and just close it. Yes, I know there are also there are 1 million different ways how we could do this also, but yeah, just to keep things going here. So we have something like that. And honestly, this is already very nice. And you see everything looks super smooth. And I'm not sure because, so I mean, I'm sure, but I'm not sure why those curves are again long. I'm pretty sure that we've cut it a few minutes ago. So that's things happens, you know, and yes, I could cut it out and do it again. But just again, that even for me, but okay, I'm also recording. It's I have to focus on different things, but also when you work, things like that happens. That's absolutely normal. But then you can just fix them again. So you create just a line and you create again a line. So maybe it's fine for you. But if not, you can just follow along. And now we just have to cut it again. So yeah, we can do it one by one. So you can select this long curve here, go to the top view, Shift C, select this line. This line will cut it, right click. And you see here, this piece is extra, just delete it. And let's quickly do it for all of those curves. So again, select this curve, Shift C and delete it. And again, of course, we do now 4 times the same step. Of course, yeah, we could do it once and again, bring it over, you know, but it just takes now a lot of time because I just explained it. But if you're working for yourself, you know, this takes like 5 seconds to cut off those curves. And especially if you are trying to build the firm the first time and get the shape right and stuff, it's like, I don't care if I have to cut a few curves 1 or twice or 4 times, you know, because I'm focusing on how can I get the shape right. And then the second, third time, when you do it with better quality, then obviously you know already that you will mirror things over, so you can then save some time. But yeah, again, select the curve, Shift C, select the line, right click, delete this, select the long curve, top view, Shift C, cut, bam. So again, Shift C, delete it, perfect. Delete also the line in the middle, and we are back to normal. And now also again important, we have to close those guys here. So let me actually delete those 2 curves first, something like that, because we will now mirror it over. So Shift A, just select it. And again, very important, we have to give it here G2. So don't just give it here a fillet, but go here to bridge curve and give it here again a nice G2 curve. And again, I'm just eyeballing. So, and here you see now, if you want to give it here again the bridge curve, you see it's a little bit weird behaving, right? So it's deleting our left curve and the right curve comes back. This is not what we want. So you can just again escape and again bridge curve and just try it from the other way around. So go from here to here. And okay, it's somehow weird, but no problem. So I will just right click and I will just delete this curve. And again, we can just connect the curves here with Shift A. So that was a line command, Shift A. So that's fine. And now again, we can select all of those curves, Alt X for mirror and bring them over. And now we have our spline cage. And now comes the fun part finally. We want to give it here some surfaces. So first of all, you see, so I have my nice program here. It's called Epic Pen. First of all, you see here we have this nice surface. With nice, that is flat. Then we have this flat surface here, right? And then we have this flat surface. So this is exactly what we will do, right? Because we have here our blue curves, right? So this is, I know the colors are off, but you get the point. So we have our curves. We will create our flat surfaces. And once we have that, we just loft it or patch it or X-knob that, whatever works for you. And then we just give it here and close everything. And it's always exactly the same process, guys. It's creating curves, the boxy shape, then the flat surfaces, and then the surface transitions. So especially in the car modeling course, it's exactly what I teach you. So also here, just a little step-by-step graphic. So we build first the spline cage for the car. Then we fill in the main surfaces, right, with all the holes. And then we close them. And then here in the step 5, okay, it's we give them here surface transitions and all that kind of stuff. So check out the first link in the description. But we want, because here we have already those flat lines, right? So we can just select them, press L to loft them. And here's our first surface. And now we have here a second here. So this one, it's again a flat line. And we want to connect it till here. But here you see, we just have one long curve. So you can't just select both of them and press L, because then you get this one. But while you're on the loft, so I just selected those, right? And again, press L. So we want to limit the surface till this point. So here at the bottom right, you have an add limit point. So if you press L, you can, again, this is just eyeballing, but we can add here point, right? So we have something like that, and that looks fine. So let's do the same just at the bottom. So we just, not confusing. Again, select this line and this line, L for loft, right click, and again, select this line and this line, press L. And again, this is way too long. So press L again to add the limit point, and let's give it here. But now if you give here a limit point, so again, somewhere here, you see we are controlling the wrong surface. So this does not work. So what we could try is maybe first select this one and then this one, loft, and L again, and try to add here control point curve. So this does not work. But what also very simple, you can just split this line because you see now it's just one line, but we can add here one extra point. So for that we have here somewhere split curve edge at point. So select that and just give it here. And if you press 1, then you see the point is here. But if you press 2 in edge mode, you see it's still one long line. So just select it in edge mode and press Alt J to unjoin, because now you have two separate lines. And now you can again just take those lines and press L. And again, we have our flat surfaces. Beautiful. So everything comes nicely together. And now again, if we check out here our reference image, we have here on the side a nice, beautiful curve. So let's do this also very quickly. Again, very simple, create a line or Shift A. And again, it's just eyeballing, but I just want to create this line, I don't know, somewhere here, and just snap it here at the intersection, right click. So we have something like that. Shift S to subdivide it or to raise degree to add this middle point, press G while this is selected, and just drag that out so you have this nice curve here, or rounding. So again, just eyeballing, right click. And now let's bring the same curve here to the end. So select the curve, Shift D to duplicate. And here with this gizmo selected, if you don't see it, press G. And this gizmo you see, just bring it just back. Doesn't matter where, because right click. So if you select this again and press G again for move, you want to bring this pivot to this point. So press V here, bottom right, pivot. And now you can just make sure you snap to the endpoint. So the pivot is here, and now G and control click. This way you can snap to the endpoint, right? Press 1. Just make sure it's 100% connected here with purple. And right click, press 2 edge mode, select those curves, L for loft, just shift, make sure that it just snaps to the other curve. Perfect. So look what we have. And this is very nice and beautiful. So now we can start to connect first this edge. You see it has like a very nice smooth rounding, and because our curves, as you remember, they were G2, so this bridge curve thing, we can give here, so if you select an edge mode, those two edges, and if you press L for loft, you can press tab for G2 and shift, and you see guys, right click, and you see you have a very nice connection, and it works with G2. So the same here, loft, so shift, press tab, and shift, and the same here at the bottom. And now let's go to this point. So first of all, you see that we have this one long edge, a line at the bottom and at the top. And again, we first have to break it down where we have this curve at this point. But here it's simple because everything is intersecting. Press 2 and with shift click, just select those 3 curves and Alt J to unjoin. And this way, everywhere where they intersect, you will cut them also. Now, very important, delete the curve because we need the edge here. And now, so I showed that in my previous video. So if you have XNURBS, you can just activate XNURBS. So I'm now in the XNURBS menu and just with shift click, and it's not working. because the same goes for this line and this line. We see here, because here we added the limit point, but we didn't cut or added a point here to the line. So again, before you xnurb that or do anything, go to split curve edge at point and just snap it here, right click and go to this edge, and again Alt J to unjoin, and now you see it's like that. And again xnurb, so I will show you in a second how to do it without xnurbs, but bam, bam, just with xnurbs, yeah, it's just, yeah, you see it yourself. And give it here G2, G2, blah, blah, you know what's happening here, bam, look at this, guys. It's really fun. Again, if you want to buy the studio version, go to Plasticity website, type in Nikita, my name with big letters, and you get 10% off, because yeah, you see just how much time it saves, what beautiful result you get. Look, it's perfect transition here. It's really fun. But yeah, let me Control Z, delete that, because if you don't have xnurbs, it's fine as well, but it's just needs much more manual work. But again, here just check and observe here our hole, and here we have a long line, so a straight line. So we also wanted to connect it somewhere here, but not in this way, because then, yeah, it's this hole here. We have this squeezing here, so we don't want that. So go to the right view and create the line, Shift A, and just snap here to this point and create the line. And while you are still in the line, go to this point and press just Shift. So you create a construction line and snap to this point and just drag that out. Because now we have this curve here, and we just want to press F and search for imprint. We want to imprint this curve here onto the surface, right click. So you see we have this shape here on the surface. So delete this curve now, because what it does is it gives us now this edge here. And if you select this little edge here and this curve and press L for loft, you can give it here G2. And you see we already connect here in a nice and a smooth way. And we did that because now you see we had this big hole, but now we just have two much smaller holes, and now we can work with patch. But before that, go to object mode, select those two edges, faces, press J to join them, go to edge mode again, and now let's select all of those surrounding edges and just patch it. So press F, search for patch, I have it on Shift 3, and voila, you can give here everywhere G2. Why? Because we set up everything with G2, everything what's surrounded is G2, bam. This is always what I teach you, the best, most beautiful, most efficient way to get the best results as fast as possible. So especially in my courses, and press OK. And voila, guys, look what we have. So especially here where we have the curve, look, you don't see where on the surface the transition starts, right? Because you have this beautiful, surface transition. So let's do the same at the bottom. Again, press 2, shift click, select all of those edges, patch it. And sometimes it's buggy, but that's fine. So G2, right click, and guys, voila. I know, of course, it's not 100% perfect, but here for this quick tutorial, okay, it's not quick anymore, but yeah. So again, just a reminder, and I just love my own courses and I just know how amazing they are. Check out my course page. I have amazing bundles here. You see what courses are inside. Also, if you go on my website and press reviews at the top, here I have a lot of reviews, but look at those amazing students' results. So as you see with this helmet concept, or look at this beautiful render here, or here this helmet. So I teach people like not just how to copy what I'm doing, but just the techniques and workflows, what I also just showed you here, so you can create your own designs, your own concepts. that you see a product that you like and you want just to practice for 3D printing, for 3D render, freelance, whatever, and you just know exactly how to model that. And this is what I teach exactly in my courses. So first link in the description, check them out. But you can now in object mode with shift click, select those surfaces, Alt X, and just bring them to the other side. And voila, guys, now you can fill in the little details if you want. But I really love surface modeling, so leave a like and subscribe. Check out my courses if you want, and see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.